Guess what I watched today?
Go on.
Okay. Yeah. What would you watch?
War of the Worlds with Ice Cube. Oh my gosh.
You guys talk about it. I haven't watched it.
Where do I start with this one? Oh my gosh. No, seriously.
Okay. So
Leon, you
you
haven't
finally
seen
watched
it?
it.
I haven't seen it, bro. Let's talk about it though.
It's crazy. It's so bizarre. It's so weird. I mean, I took notes and everything because I was like, I need to get into this. Like, I need to understand why is this so bad?
All right,
Um,
hang on. First of all, so before you dive into
mm,
your notes and
let me get
whatnot,
my notes ready. Yeah, go on.
rating out of 10.
Rating
Just
out of
just
10.
broad strokes to start off with. Rating out of 10.
I could,
What
all
were you
right,
saying?
plain and simple, I could never watch this film again, ever. I could never watch this film
No
again. And
rewatch.
I've seen bad movies a couple of times. This one is beyond bad, but it's not bad in the same sense of a lot of film. It's like I figured out why it's bad towards the end because it is essentially an advert for Amazon, which is just one of the most bizarre things that they did in the movie was all this Amazon advertising. I mean, obviously it's an
Mhm.
Amazon film, but you didn't realize the product place. It's not even product placement. They're literally just advertising Amazon throughout the
Yeah.
whole entire last quarter of the movie. It's just so bizarre. I mean, they might have been doing it for the rest of the movie. I didn't notice it for the first half at least, but then once they started talking about Amazon delivery drones and Amazon gift cards and stuff, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, is that am I just watching a very long advert for Amazon? It was like the most bizarre thing. But
Bruv,
yeah,
bruv.
yeah.
Remember, we spoke about this film about 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
you said, yeah, and I said 2 weeks ago, I said I've watched it, bruv,
Yeah.
and I'm not watching that again. And you said I'll watch it again. I said, no, bro, I ain't watching it again. But
No,
yeah,
I can
we've
see
discussed it
why.
now. Yeah, it's foggy now, but now you mention, oh mate, it was terrible, mate.
It is
And my
really.
rating, I'll give it a
Yeah,
rating.
go on.
I'll give
Everyone,
it.
we already rate it first.
I'm gonna
Uh,
give it 2 out of 10.
you're generous. You're
Yeah,
generous.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
being
Wow,
generous.
generous. 2 out of
I'm
10 is
being generous.
generous.
Yeah,
100. I would say one and a half is a push. If I give
yeah.
it, like, if we were doing half points, then that would be a
Why
push.
you
One
why
and
not
a
just
half.
say zero, bro? Just say you're not rating it at all. It's
Because you
dead.
can't, you
Like,
can't give it
Because
zero.
somebody had to do some kind of script. I don't even know if somebody did any kind of script
Well, no,
writing.
I
No,
checked out. I checked out who directed it, and the guy who directed it is called Rich Lee.
Okay.
This is his directorial debut, and he normally does music videos, right? So if you look at his wiki page, he's got tons of music videos, quite a lot of Eminem ones actually. Funny enough, um, but yeah, he's done music videos for everyone pretty much in the industry. He's quite known, whatever. But this is the first film that he's actually done, and I think it shows. I mean, it was so bad. Let me just see what Rotten Tomatoes gave it. I think, if I'm not mistaken,
Before you, right, while you're doing that,
yeah,
right,
God,
I think so. When I clicked play on this, at first I thought it was a series, right? So
yeah,
when I was about 5 minutes in, I thought to myself, I wonder if the camera is going to stay like this for a long time, pointed at Ice Cube's face. Because I, I have an issue with cameras in films sometimes, and I think Crank with Jason Statham is
yeah,
one of these
yeah.
movies where in the beginning it starts with like a hand cam, and I have issues watching films that start or have a lot of hand cams in them. I don't know
yeah,
why. I just don't want to see that for too long in a movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The moment
it
I
was
realized
low budget, low budget.
yeah, the
It
moment
was.
this camera was just pointing at Ice Cube for the whole time, I was just like, are we gonna do anything different here?
No,
What is going on?
it's
And then
literally, it's
Wasn't
he
it made?
himself,
yeah, good.
he himself sounded like he was reading the script behind the camera. Like
Yeah,
it sounded like he was reading auto prompter or
it
something.
was mad. In some parts of the film, it literally sounded like he was just reading the lines for the first time. It was literally, it was that bonkers. You're thinking, is it supposed to sound like this? What is going on? Why is he reading it in such a weird way like that? So it got 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's
Damn.
probably one of the lowest scores of all time ever. And there's some bad movies that they've done on that on their website. But
But this
um,
particular film's been remade how many times?
so you got the original in 1953. You've got the Tom Cruise version, which came out in 2005, and
Oh
then you
shit,
got
I know.
the new version in 2025. But then you got because I think it was originally, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a radio play. The actual original one was like a radio play back in the day. Um, so it was just audio, and that was supposed to be, groundbreaking at the time because people were like, "Whoa, is this really happening?" Blah blah. It was big, you know.
So that
Um,
was happening when TVs weren't around. So it's
I'm
been around.
guessing so. I mean, I don't want to say for sure. Let me see if I can. Um, I don't really want to jump on Google while we're doing podcasts, but let's just have a quick look just to get this out of the way. I could have done this as part of my research. Let's see.
But saying that, it's like
Yeah.
if that's what they're gonna do, then like like especially now when AI is so in your face, like it's in every aspect of in how we're living right now. It's like they could have done so much with this movie and taken
No,
it
but
so far.
didn't they film it during lockdown and it's been held
Oh,
like
really?
yeah. So that's why none of the actors actually sort of meet each other in the film.
Right.
You understand? Like, so the only people,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so
the only
that would
okay.
people,
make sense.
yeah, right. So the only people that you see
That's
actually in
nuts.
contact, you understand? When you think about it,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you're
this
right.
is when, right? So it was in lockdown, yeah.
Mm,
Now it should have been shelved, yeah,
mm,
but it wasn't. They decided to release it now, like, but the thing is, it is really really bad, you know.
Yeah.
mm,
And the thing is, the whole story, they've changed the story from the
mm.
original. We're talking about the original because this story, it was like, okay,
No,
so
no, no,
what
no,
was
no, no.
the
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. Let's not. We're not
oh
jumping ahead. We're not jumping ahead. We're gonna start at the start. We're gonna go through this because this has
okay,
to get
but
broken down bit by
Okay.
bit. So, the original book was done in 1895 and 1897, right? And the book's never been out of print ever. So the book must be good, right? The film, the original radio play that I was talking about was broadcast in 1938.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that was quite early, and it was narrated by Orson Welles. Okay, so that was apparently groundbreaking. I haven't heard the original, but I know there was a lot of hoo-ha about it. And then you had the first film, The War of the Worlds, produced in 1953 by George Pell, starring Gene Barry. And in 2005, you had the Steven Spielberg version by Tom Cruise, and then we got this version. Um, but yeah, I mean, all right, let's dig into this because I feel like we need to break this one down. It's so mad because it's one of those films you're watching it. As Rory said, the first thing that becomes apparent in the movie is that you know that this camera shot is never gonna end. Like this what you're looking at right now, you're gonna be looking at this for
You mean it
the whole
never
time.
ends?
Like you know that the way they've shot this is the way this film is gonna look throughout the whole film, right? The only good thing I can say about this movie was that it was 90 minutes, right? Because I've got a thing about films going over 90 minutes these days. I can't stand these 2.5 hour movies. It's just too much. It's too much. I love films, but I don't want to be kept hostage in a cinema for 2.5 hours because usually 45 minutes of that could have been cut out of the film easily and it would have made no difference to the movie. So 90 minutes, I saw that straight away on the time. I was like, okay, that's a tick. That was the only tick it's gonna get throughout the whole entire movie was that it was 90 minutes. After that, we went downhill. Now, the first thing I'm gonna ask you two is, did you actually work out what was the relationship between Eva Longoria's character called
And him.
Sandra and Ice Cube? Yeah, what
Mate,
is the relationship? Because
this
the film starts with her from NASA saying that we've seen this weather stuff and we don't know
yeah.
what's going on. And his response to that is, I don't know why you're
I
phoning
don't
me.
control the weather.
I don't control the weather. I look at people. So just to give you some context, Leon, he works for basically the Homeland Security NSA, like surveillance department. Why on earth he would know anything about what's going on with the weather? Because she's assuming that all these lightning storms that are happening, he would know. but they don't ever explain throughout the whole movie, unless I missed it, is how does she know him and why would she call him?
Contact him.
No, but this is
Right,
the thing.
right.
It's like,
So I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Go on.
Because right, as you said there that he works for NASA. Yeah. No,
He works for
National
Homeland Security. Yeah.
Right. He works for Homeland Security. That's the
Yeah.
wrong statement. Yeah.
Mm.
He is not only does he work for them. Yeah.
Mm.
He is the guy. He is the only guy who is in control of everything, bro. He can see and hear everything, and it's only him one in this massive office.
in the whole office.
In the whole office.
There's no one else. There's no one. There's no secretary. There's just him one, and he's got this massive computer desk here, and that's why he can even see what NASA's doing. Probably that's why she called him. Because he is the guy.
But he can't see what God's doing. Like, so she's phoning him as if he's gonna know what's going on up in the heavens, Leon. It's ridiculous. That's how the film starts, with this emergency call, right? Of what's going on. But then you realize quite quickly that the reason why he doesn't know what's going on is because he's not using any of this surveillance for what he's supposed to be using it for, which is Homeland Security. He's using it to check on his daughter and his son and see what other people are doing, just like individuals, bro. Like, he's checking to see what they're having for lunch and what his son's doing at the time. Basically, I think that would even be illegal, what he's using the CCTV camera for. It doesn't even make sense. But this isn't just CCTV. As Sheg pointed out, this is like, you remember in Batman, what did he call that project that Batman had where he could see everything within everything? It's that, basically. So he can access any camera, anywhere, any cell phone, anything that basically has an electrical pulse. This guy can somehow, within seconds, like, he just has to look at that thing and he can type in something on the computer and he's already accessed that camera or he's already accessed that car or whatever. But yeah, I mean, go on.
If the movie showed one thing, it's that he can type and read fast. Because all you're seeing is him typing into other cameras or other drones or other things, and he's reading, he's switching screens. He's a whiz. If you gave Ice Cube an office job, he is a whiz. At navigating multiple screens at one time. At
the same time as talking to his family constantly.
Yeah. And changing expression. His expression is changing. Like, oh, wow. Ooh,
I know. There was way too much of that as well. Wow. Oh, no. And it's like, what's going on? Is this his whole acting ability? What's going on here? I've seen this guy in other films. But yeah, so that was the crazy part. The fact that she phones him straight off the bat and you're like, I still don't know how. All right, Sheg, you said why she called him. How does she know this guy?
Because he's the guy who should have surveillance.
And she's just got his number like that. You can just phone that guy. Surely you shouldn't be able to just phone that guy, right? And stop him doing this important job whenever you want.
I don't know. Maybe it's that important. She's got a hotline or something. I think she wanted to know if he has seen anything weird in his surveillance.
But did she say
he hasn't?
Yeah, but how would he? That's the part I can understand. His job is looking at the ground. Why would he have cameras? He's not got cameras looking in the sky. And he says that, quite frankly, to her in the beginning of the film. Like, I look at people. So to me, it was just weird that she would even bother. Out of all the people, she works for NASA, which I then Googled, how many cameras, how many satellites does NASA have? Right? NASA has something like 100 satellites. And out of those 100 satellites, they have a whole company that deal with literally just weather.
Yeah, as you say. Okay, let's move on from his relationship with the NASA girl.
All right, that was hard.
When the phone call come up, it just said NASA. Did it say her name or her title? It just said NASA. Obviously, he didn't even know who the fuck she was.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even feel that. All right, so I'm moving on. Now, the one part that was jokes at the start was when the meteorite, or what they thought was a meteorite, landed on that journalist's head while she was reporting. That was just crazy. So up until that point, the film was quite serious. Then they had this one reporter who was talking, and then like literally the meteorite went boom straight onto her head and just whacked her out completely.
I don't even think I remember that.
And at that point is when I said, what kind of film am I watching here? Is this a comedy or are they still trying to stay serious? Because that took me out of the movie straight away. And then 20 minutes in, 22 minutes in, Oh yeah, that was it. We get our first shot of the aliens, right? Or supposed aliens / robots.
Okay. No, but before you even get to that, right?
Yeah, go on.
You got the back and forth conversations with his daughter and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
son,
yeah, yeah.
right? Now the daughter's saying essentially, "Dad, you're a creep. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to live my life, and you're just watching me." And she's looking up, and Dad's watching everything she does, right? I was like, all right, let's put that to one side. The
Yeah.
son, he has a conversation with the son, and this conversation, I can't remember the whole conversation, but how this conversation ended was, oh, but Dad, I need to tell you something. I need to tell you something. And the dad says, little more. He looks up the phone.
Yeah, bro.
And from that point, I was like, well, there's no other like kind of setup. It's obviously the son.
Yeah, whatever.
But no, hold on a minute, man. Let's go back. You're going too far forward. What about the bit here when he hacks? Dad, you hacked my fridge.
Yeah.
Dad, you hacked my fridge. Telling her about calories, and then the son is playing a computer game, and he just hacks his son's computer and just takes the game away from him. He's, not again, Dad. Come on, man. The guy is abusing his children.
He's not abusing his children, bro. He's abusing his power at his job. Like, he was going way too far as I was concerned. I mean, I people say that I'm an overbearing dad, but this guy took the biscuit. Like, he was drilling down, bro.
It's a
like,
film about you.
He was drilling down. Trust me. If my son watched this, he'd be like, Dad, if you weren't here, this is exactly what you would be on. Seriously. Because the guy was going too far, though. But yeah, going back to Rory's point, though, the guy, they do this setup, and as soon as they did it, I had to roll my eyes because I was like, are you kidding me? So they're actually doing that trope in the movie. Like, but let me just tell you that one thing, this one thing that you really need to know. And the way he's saying it, he ain't, because if it was really that important, yeah, you just lead with that, right? You'd be like, blah, 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 blah. You say the thing straight away. You wouldn't say, but can I just tell you this one thing? But I need to tell you this information. I need to tell you this. And his dad just like, Ice Cube's like, nope, I don't want to hear none of it. Boom, locked him off. And you're like, well, whatever he's got to say, you know this is going to be basically the part of the movie later on. This is where we're going to go with that. But okay.
Yeah, so then fast forward now to the first time we see
the aliens. Then Faith is running away. Faith is his daughter, who's pregnant, by the way, right? Which is why he's so concerned about what she's eating and why he's monitoring her fridge through his surveillance cameras and stuff. But anyway,
she's monitoring. No, and he's monitoring who else?
Her boyfriend.
Faith's boyfriend, yeah. And who is Faith's boyfriend? What does he do? What does he work as?
He's an Amazon delivery driver.
That's
that was the first hint. Yeah.
All right.
That's the first hint.
Leon, now you know what we're getting with this, yeah, Leon. Oh my days, Leon.
I'm dead. That's just...
And if you think that guy doesn't save the day, then you're watching the wrong movie, right? It has to be Amazon. Has to be Amazon that saves the day. But anyway,
hilarious.
So Faith gets injured.
You know he's wearing his uniform.
Yeah, this is the dumb part, right? So when the aliens arrive, it's pandemonium, right? We're talking ultimate chaos. There's explosions everywhere. Like, they're tearing up Earth, literally tearing up Earth. But somehow he's still got Wi-Fi. He's still got all of his connections. Everyone's phone seems to still be working because he's phoning everyone like a mad person, right? So he's telling her, I'll phone 911. But she's on the phone to him. So why didn't she just phone 911? Because that's what I didn't understand there. Like, rather than you keep talking to me on the phone, then I could just phone 911. If you weren't having this conversation with me right now, I could be doing that myself. So anyway, she gets injured. And then the way he gets her away from that incident is he hacks an electric car and gets her to go in the car and then escorts her to where? They didn't go to the hospital, did they? So her job, was it?
It was the hospital that she works in.
Because she's a scientist, of course. Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah, so she works in a lab in a hospital,
and she's working on a special something. That's going to come later. Remember,
that'll be part 2.
So wait a minute. Is this his daughter? Is this his daughter?
Yeah, that's Faith.
Yeah,
Yeah, his daughter. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. So, yeah, that was that part. Now, so, oh yeah,
But
that
at
was
this
it.
point,
Yeah, go on.
are you
I'll
not
be honest. I'll
thinking?
be honest. This sounds more entertaining than what you're talking about. Sounds a lot more entertaining
Oh,
than
it
the
is.
film.
No, it is. When you watch the film, you're gonna be like, it was never even this funny from what we're
But even
saying.
even even at this point, I thought to myself, okay, like all this is happening. He doesn't know what's going down with the daughter. In the next 5 minutes, my man's just gonna pack up his laptop and leave the office to
No,
obviously go check on the boy, go
this
check
guy,
on the son,
he can't leave the
go
office.
somewhere. He don't move.
He can't leave the office, bro. He can't leave the office.
Leon, can I just say we've missed an important story plot to this, Leon. You got to get this as well, yeah. So when the actual film started and he's in his office, yeah, and NASA's ringing and that. Don't forget that he's in touch with is it not the president's office as well?
Everybody.
And they're searching for a dude like a internet cyber criminal called.
It's basically
Disruptor.
Anonymous. You know, Anonymous.
Yeah, the Disruptor they call him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So bear that in mind. Yeah.
But in
like
our world, that would be like anonymous.com. You know,
Right.
the ones with the mask with the
yeah.
for Vendetta mask. That's who they're looking for. So that's like a subplot in the film. I mean, I wouldn't even call it a subplot, but that's going on in the background of the movie, that the president's looking for this person, which is basically what this dude's supposed to be doing if he wasn't tracking his family the whole time, which the irony of this at the end is ridiculous, right? The fact that he's tracking his family the whole time and didn't clock this, but anyway. But yeah, so thank you for bringing that up. But while he's escorting his daughter now in this car, and all this chaos is going on, all this madness. She's got a metal bar out of her leg. She's pregnant. She's bleeding profusely, right? This is the moment where he chooses to tell her that he knows that she didn't invite him to her baby shower. I was like, what? Why? And even her as the character says, really? We're going to have this conversation now? And I'm thinking the same thing. Why would they even write that in? That's just so dumb. Like, what? No father at that moment is gonna say, "Oh, by the way, I knew you didn't invite me to the baby shower as well." Like at that precise moment when your daughter's bleeding.
And that's how he said it. That's how he said it.
That's exactly how he said it. That was a madness. I just thought that was hilarious. Yeah. So all the military powers in the world team up. Right? It's unprecedented. They say all the military powers in the world team up to try and take on this threat. Which I thought, because this is the part where I got confused, not confused, but because I thought in my mind how long that would actually take in reality, for some reason, my brain kind of added time to the film. So I thought, oh, okay, so the time they've just shown me this quick montage of tanks rolling in from different areas. In my brain, I'm thinking at least 1 day has passed, right? Only to find out in the next scene, no, this is the same day. So all of this has happened in 1 day, which I just thought, it's not even a day. We're talking afternoon because it's still daylight. It's not even like, it's nighttime. So somehow all the military just got together within the space of like an hour or half an hour.
Yeah,
and
before lunch.
Everyone's in position. Everyone's ready to go. Everyone starts attacking.
All over the world. All over the world.
And it's very, what's the word? Synchronized. Yeah. Anyway, so
and the president of the United States is running things.
And then we get to the dumbest part of the film. I don't know if you agree with me, but this was the ultimate dumbest part of the movie for me. When you find out what these things are attacking Earth for. Oh my gosh! So you're thinking normally, like in the past when I've watched films where someone's attacked Earth or whatever. It's usually because they want to get rid of the humans, terraform Earth, and either start a new planet, harvest the planet, consume the planet, or whatever. But in this film, they're after our data, literally our data, and that's when I was like, "Who wrote this, and what was their angle?" Because it was almost like was this written by what's that company called, NordVPN or whatever? Like who wrote this movie? Because it was like, why would this be? And the way they've done it, bro, is they've got these little nanobots that literally, so these massive robots, and when I was saying massive, we're talking the size of skyscrapers, apparently are here just to drop off these little robots that come in and actually eat your data. Like they actually and they erase your data, bro. They erase it by eating it, bro. So, and the only time in the movie where actually Ice Cube gets mad angry is later on when he realizes that they've eaten some of his photos. Wasn't that the one time in the film where he actually got angry?
No, do you know what they did? Yeah, this is what I think they did, right?
That's mad.
You see, Ice Cube, what they did, at the beginning of production, I don't know what happened, but they just said, Ice Cube, sit in front of the screen, and like, we're gonna tell you scenarios, and you just put on reactions to your face,
yeah.
Don't worry about it, just do it. So he must have sat there for half a day, just making different. Oh shit! Oh great, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. And then what they did in edit, is they just matched them up with different scenes because that's what it looked like. Because some of the he looked more angry, when his Facebook page got yammed, than when he thought his daughter was dead.
Died. Literally.
And his son was dead. Because when he thought his son was dead, this is him.
Oh shit. And I was like, no, bro. Your reaction should be totally different from that. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
Then when he went to log on Facebook and he saw his picture got erased, he was distraught. And don't get me wrong, there was obviously of his dead wife, but like it was like one's a photograph and the other ones are two real people that are supposed to be here right now. But
and the voicemail.
And the voicemail.
The joke about the voicemail was, right, so he's got this one voicemail memory, of his dead beloved wife, and if you want to hear what she's saying on that voicemail, you're going to say that ain't what you will keep. Surely she must have said it's something like, hey, don't forget to take out the garbage. You know what I mean? It's something like that, bro. You're thinking that's not what you will keep.
That is not the one you keep. Words. It's true. It's true.
Joker, mate. Come on, man. Mate.
Yeah, and then that was it. Yeah. So when the girl's bleeding out, the daughter's bleeding out, and the boyfriend her boyfriend from Amazon catches up with her, and she's bleeding profusely, and the only way he can stop the bleeding is by putting Amazon tape on her. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And he literally he had the nerve to shout out. He had the nerve to shout out. And the bleeding stopped now. I was like, no, it hasn't. No, it has not. You are kidding me. You're kidding me. Oh, my days. Right, let's move on. Yeah, go on.
Besides the fact that she's actually in a medical facility, there must have been a tourniquet. There must have been something.
They're in a hospital.
Amazon tape.
They're in a hospital. There's got to be something lying around, just for the fact you're in a hospital. But no, all they had was Amazon tape. And the guy, literally, the way he pulls it out, again, not a comedy. That's the thing. Like, he's putting it out as if this was a comedic moment, but there was nothing funny about this scene. But he was supposed to be like the comic relief within the whole film. He just acted like a fool. But okay, so then we get to 50 minutes in, and we find out now that the son who had this important thing to tell him is the guy from Anonymous. His son is actually the guy, and the way he finds this out was he does some voice analysis on which you would think if this was your job and you've listened to this dude speak all this time, he would have done this voice analysis thing way back in the day. Why now would just be the first time you're like, oh, let's analyze his voice? Because to be fair, the only thing you can identify this person by, Leon, is their voice. Because they're in a complete shadow, you can't see nothing. So all you'd have to go by if you was an investigator would be, oh, well, we could analyze their voice and see if anything comes up. That would be the only thing you would do. So,
but that didn't even occur to him, though. It's
never.
Like the boy must have said something crazy like, oh, Dad, you logged me off my PlayStation. And then it just triggered in his mind. Wait a minute, that voice sounds like...
That sounded familiar. Let me
So
just.
wait, it didn't have like a voice thing where you could like change the
No,
tone
no,
of his
no,
voice.
no. He just literally went, wait a minute, control something on his laptop, did some voice analyzing, and then it was like it did all this kind of montage of voice analyzing until eventually it got to what we already knew 50 minutes
Yeah.
ago. This is your son. Yeah. So that was a laugh anyway. But oh yeah, then that's when the internet goes out for the first time, which I thought that was amazing because on my street, if someone just sneezes hard enough, the internet goes out. So he's obviously on some next level broadband where he was. And then yeah, then we kind of get to like them wrapping it up, which was basically the way. No. Go on. Yeah, go on.
One of the funniest things I thought, or the baddest things, or whatever you want to call it, was the Amazon drone, bro.
That's what I was about to talk about.
That's not at the end. That's not at the
That's
end.
the end. That's
Okay.
the last.
Okay,
it's the third act. It's the final third act where how they're going to save the day, which is basically because they need to get. So in order for them to stop the data munchers, these machines, they figure out. His son figures out that if they can put this virus on a what do you call it, a USB stick, which Ice Cube doesn't have. Right? Don't forget, head of the NRA or whatever, and the Homeland Security. They don't allow obviously USB sticks, so they have to get a USB stick to Ice Cube so he can do this. And the only way they can get this USB stick to Ice Cube is if. Go on, Shed. Do you remember how they did it? I bet you don't remember how they actually did it. Because this was the part when I realized, oh my God, what am I watching? Good. Do you remember how they did it?
All I know is
what was the steps that he had to do in order to get the stick to him? Not the guy, but what did Ice Cube have to do in order to make the guy do it? Do you remember what he had to do?
Oh yeah, no, right. So the drone crashed, didn't it?
No. Before the drone, what does he have to do to activate the drone?
Doesn't he have to go? He has to go to a part of the building or something, but he's running blind. He can't see.
You're both missing it. You're both missing
running
it.
blind.
This is the part when I realized it was an advert. In order for the guy to be able to use the drone in the first place,
yeah. He had to get his Amazon account, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had to go. He had to order. He had to make an Amazon order. And they showed all the steps to check out and everything.
They actually show the process, bruv, of you ordering something off Amazon, checking out.
That is nuts.
Which then activates the drone because the drone doesn't come alive unless you can do that. And then the guy is able to fly the drone with the stick to Ice Cube with a little bit of turbulence. Obviously, the drone gets knocked out of the sky at one point, and somehow they get some homeless guy to turn it over, which I thought was just bizarre.
That was funny as well because what happened? The drone crashed because it was dodging the big machines, the big machines. It was going through the legs of that. Anyway, it got licked or whatever, landed in front of this homeless man and they want the homeless man to like turn it over so that he can fly again. So I think the homeless man's got a phone, isn't it? He's got a phone, isn't it? So they hacked the homeless man's phone, and they say like, turn it over. And the homeless man's took like, no, you hacking my shit, blah, blah, blah. And then they say, tell him we'll give him $1,000 Amazon vouchers. And then they say they'll give him $1,000 Amazon vouchers, Then the brother went in the middle of the street and turned over the drone, and then the film continued.
The film continued at that point. Yeah, and that's when I realized, I've just been properly done. I've been hoodwinked. Seriously, hoodwinked. So the drone gets to Ice Cube. Ice Cube manages to get into the building or the place, sticks to sticking, and I thought died.
Yeah, because it was one of those scenarios that, but if you do it, it's going to kill you as well. And he's like, I'll be the hero.
He wrote a suicide note. He wrote a suicide note to his daughter, a lengthy one at that, which he was writing for like a good 10 minutes towards the end of the movie, adding a little bit there, doing a bit of action, going back to his suicide note. He was writing
adding his son, because at first he didn't even put the son in it because he didn't really care for the son. And then he's like, let me go back and add the son's name now.
And then, it turns out he doesn't die, which was just weird. He's now like the head of The Homeland, which I think he already was, because like Shakes pointed out, there was no one else working there.
No, bruv, no, bruv. He joined his son's crew.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Of course he did. Yeah, no, he
Remember,
turns
because
down the president, doesn't he? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. He turns down the
and it's so,
president to join.
it so happened his boss, yeah. This is
Mm.
the mad thing about it. His boss, yeah, his direct line manager, he was the baddie, the boogeyman, because apparently he knew that the aliens knew. No, he knew that the aliens wanted data, and there was this thing, like as you said, that they released. Right, that they released this so that they could have this surveillance on everyone in the whole world. Yeah, so he knew that if they release that, the aliens will come. Yeah, and he released it anyway, and he was like, "Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We'll know everything.
We'll know everything about everyone, so we're just gonna do it anyway, despite the fact we already know that these aliens are gonna come if we do this." Makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. But the fact that they want data makes no sense. Like when we talk about data, bruv, we are literally talking about the most useless stuff. This is what I'm saying. Like, if they've got this technology to come here and do what they're doing in these mad ass spaceships and robots and stuff, right? Why would they care about what photos we're taking? Yeah, so so at the end of the day, he ends up joining his son's, I suppose, illegal team, right? I mean, he's gone from being top government official to what, an illegal hacker.
That was also one of the worst images. Like when they did the Photoshop of the dad's face over the son's silhouette.
I know, that was a bit weird.
It was just like this, like they didn't even make it look smooth. Like everything just looked wrong. It was like, what?
No, I don't even know why they did that. Like, why did they need to blend the dad and the son's face anyway? That to me was a bit weird. But I think going back to what Sheikh said earlier about how this was shot during COVID and none of the people were in the same room as each other, now it starts to make a bit more sense why the film looks the way it does. I mean, it's no excuse, because I reckon you could still do a film like that and it would still be a good film. So, but this had all of the flaws. I think everything about, and the way, there's something about the way the film looked digitally. I mean, the CGI was terrible. Like all of the robot-y stuff, like the monster, whatever you want to call them, aliens, robots, when they were attacking, like their laser beams and stuff, that was terrible. But like, but yeah, when you think, go
when
on.
the creature was chasing the daughter, yeah. So you see, they do a shot of her and the thing behind her, yeah. And then for the next minute or so, you just see the cameras just looking at the pavement, right? And you can just, so they didn't even have to do CGI for that. It's just looking at the pavement and then someone running, looking at the pavement, and all you can hear is sound effects. Yeah. And then you hear the sound effects of the thing crashing or helicopter crashing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you don't see it.
No, you don't see
it. Oh, mate, it was so poor.
In fact, I don't even think you see, like, normally in these types of films, you see hundreds and hundreds of people running away from the threat. I don't think you even see that in this film.
Bro, even at the end, when it gets him on the ankle, when it gets Ice Cube on the ankle, you're just like, brother, are you for real right now?
Because don't forget, right. The main thing, the coincidence of the film is as well. Yeah, this is a mad coincidence, but what the actual? Remember, they're after the data. Yeah, the aliens are after the data.
How can we forget?
But the main data frame, the main thing that these aliens are after, so happens to be underneath Ice Cube's office. Underneath his building. Don't forget that coincidence, man.
That is a mad coincidence, actually. Now that you think about it, though, you could probably. I know there's some savvy, like 18-year-olds that could probably shoot this whole entire movie on a phone and using all the AI on their own phones, and it would look better than this. Because realistically, scene for scene, this isn't a hard movie to shoot. Like, it literally looks like that. It looks like someone could have done this. Or like, in fact, I don't even know if I'd be more impressed if someone said to me, "This was all shot like on a phone." And no, because I've seen movies shot on phones and they look better than this. To be fair,
Yeah.
so I can't
Blair
even say
Witch
that.
Projects was better than that. Blair Witch Projects. Remember how
I
they
would
did
actually
that?
say it was more intriguing. That's for sure. It was definitely more intriguing. But
Can I ask a question though?
it's not even a found footage type of movie because like that Blair Witch Project is part of a genre of found footage. Like it's supposed to be, someone's come across a videotape. You put that videotape in. This is what you saw on the tape. But this is not that. This is not that. This is actually supposed to be a proper movie. But yeah, I feel like they should have just no. They should never have released this. Go on,
One
Neil.
question though that baffles me, yeah. Where are these aliens from? These bots?
Never
No, because I'm
established.
thinking now, are they? Is it AI or
No,
is
no,
it?
no. What it was, no, what
Where
it
did
is,
they
I'll tell
come
you what it
from?
is. Right. So they come from space, yeah.
They
They
come
come
from
as like
space.
in a form of like meteor-like sort of things, yeah.
Oh, so
So
they're
they went,
traveling on the meteor thing, yeah?
yeah. So no, so when they hit the Earth, yeah, then they activated things that was already under the Earth already. Yeah, there's things already there, ready to be activated by these meteor shower alien things. That's the way I see it. And then these
Which I
things come
think,
out of there.
yeah, and I think that was another coincidence because they were aliens that were half machine, but they were half organism, like cell
Oh,
makeup,
snap.
which his daughter specialized in her
Yeah.
field. Am I making it up? Like
No,
she was,
Yeah, no,
that was
in
part
her
of it.
special project. That was her special project. You
Mm.
got what I
Bruh.
said?
so
By coincidence.
his daughter and his son were responsible, I guess. They were in
For
cahoots
saving the
under his
world.
note.
Well, I wouldn't say the son because the son was more on the side of he was trying to reveal the
No, but
conspiracy
he
that
had the virus, mate. Him and
But
these
he
British,
he
they
knew
oh,
had the
that they
okay, I
would
get
virus.
what you're
come.
saying. Yeah, I
He
get what
knew
you're
they would
saying.
come if the top official activated Goliath, which was the whole
That was it.
snooping program.
The,
So
the
he knew
yeah, the
that they
data.
were gonna come. The daughter's working on the scientific side of these cells and organisms and stuff linked to these aliens. This guy is just surrounded by it, but unknown to everything that's going on in his whole world.
Because he's spying on what you're eating in your fridge. He's using the best computer in the world to find out what's going on with his daughter and his son. But again, how did they know that these machines were going to come if Goliath was unleashed? There was no like context for anything. It was just like this is happening now. This is happening.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
One
It
of the
was
baddest
terrible.
films. So no, I'm glad I watched it because it was kind of mad. I just thought, okay, let me just go on this ride and
But
see.
why was he reading everything like that? Like, why was he saying? Because I think to like Eva Longoria wasn't great in this movie either. But at least she was putting on a voice for the character. This guy was literally reading the script, like
Yeah,
line for line. It's like, I don't understand. Because Ice Cube can act. So it's like, I don't understand
I
why.
think it's like what Sheg was saying. I don't think he was acting against anything. Like, I don't think he knew what these lines were going to be later on. They just said, here's your lines for today. Read all of these, do some expressions, and then come back tomorrow and do another 10. And then, like, you'll see the movie when you see the movie. Right. So he probably saw the movie for the first time and thought, oh, that's why I was saying that. Like, he had no idea why he was saying that at the time because
Exactly.
the scene wasn't already written. So he just got told these are your lines. We need you to do these expressions because, like Sheikh said, there was too many dramatic moments that he should have been more
Bit
angry and
much.
upset at other things than he was with other things. It just didn't make sense. I mean, to me, the way he reacted when his photographs got eaten was hilarious. That part I literally laughed out loud because I was like, are they kidding me or what? And when I saw that these machines, these little nanobots, were actually eating the data.
How were they eating it again?
No, 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 no. Eating it. It was insane. I cracked up. I was like, no, this isn't a real movie. Yeah, and then when the Amazon stuff got tacked on the end, I knew then I've just been done. I've just been done. I felt like I got scammed. But no, it was a good one though. We should definitely someone in the comments did want us to watch Sinners. So maybe we could
Okay.
do that one. That's a more
I've
serious
seen it.
film.
I've seen it. So I'll
You've
have to
seen that
keep
one?
on.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Have you
yeah.
seen it, Shug?
Yeah. And do you know what? I have seen it, but it's something that I don't usually watch because I was told it was a horror film, and I don't usually open myself up to horror films and stuff like that.
Well, technically,
But
this was a horror film, you know, in the genre.
yeah, I did watch it. I did watch it, and I'll wait till we do a review on it before I give
Was it
you
classed as a
my
thriller
review.
or a horror?
This
A
film
horror.
or
War of the Worlds.
Sinners? War of the Worlds
No,
is
War of the
on
Worlds.
Amazon. It's classed as a horror.
Okay.
Yeah.
What,
Even
War
though
of the Worlds?
Yeah.
No, it
yeah.
was. No, they forgot. They
It
didn't
was
finish it off.
horrific.
It was no, not horrible. It was horrible. Right? Horrible.
It's a horrible movie. Rory,
Horrible,
have you seen Sinners?
No, I haven't. Is
Alright.
it on any on the?
You might have to find it
apps?
on the internet somewhere. You might have to do what
Gotcha.
what Dave did and hack something and find it. But I will definitely try and find it as well and try and get it watched this week because I think we should probably do that for the person who's requested it. But that's gonna do it for another episode. And yeah, thank you once again to Sheg and Leon.
Cheers, bruv.
And Rory. And thank you guys for watching and listening. Oh, just to do a bit of housekeeping actually before we go. If you are watching the Fish Tank podcast, you can catch all of our clips on Instagram, Facebook, and on what's the other one? YouTube. And also YouTube is where you'll find the full episodes every single week. And if we do a sports sessions episode, we'll upload that as a separate episode, just so it doesn't get mixed in with the main show. And if you're someone that likes to listen to it on Audible in an audible fashion, then you can catch us on Spotify, you can catch us on Apple, and you can catch us on Amazon Music. And that's where we'll upload the full episodes of everything that we do every single week. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But other than that, thank you very much for listening and watching. And if you have any suggestions for the show, anything you want us to talk about, anything you want to comment on, leave it in the comment section and let us know. And we will definitely discuss it in the next episode. Thank you very much. Goodbye.